If you rely on water tanks for watering your pets, livestock, or yourself, then having a smart Wi-Fi water level monitor is absolutely not necessary. But it can make your life a heck of a lot easier. But sometimes the setup isn't so straightforward, especially if you have one that works with the Smart Life or Tuya app. Hey y'all, I'm Renee, and welcome to Tater Town. Like I said at the beginning, water level tank monitoring with a Wi-Fi sensor isn't necessary, but I'll let you know why I decided to use one and how helpful it's been. In my last video about my chicken water setup, I spoke briefly about the one I use, and I received a lot of very thoughtful questions. So I'd like to go over the sensor with a little more detail in case you're thinking of getting one, especially since the setup instructions that come with it are, well, a bit lacking. And the one I'm using is the EPT Tech Ultrasonic Tank Liquid Level Monitor, model number TLC2206. It's also known as the Tuya Wi-Fi Water Level Monitor. And I'll put a link in the description of this video in case you're interested in it. But first, why am I even using a water level monitor? Am I that lazy that I can't just walk out and check the barrel? Well, my chicken water setup is designed to be fairly hands-off, minus the filling of it, which I do about once every 5 days or so, and I clean and sanitize it about once every 2 months. Now, that doesn't mean I don't physically check on it daily, but for the most part, I'm doing that simply to make sure nothing is really wrong. But when things do go wrong, it's usually a leak, and typically it's a leak from the water nipple. In a perfect world, there'd be no debris in the system, but between algae growth and dirt getting in from the chickens pecking them with, say, muddy beaks, or the O-rings failing, well, they do sometimes get stuck in the open position. And that can lead to your tank draining quickly, which means your animals will run out of water fast. And in the summer, that could be a disaster. And it's happened just enough to me that about 1.5 years ago, I started looking at different types of water level gauges that would send me a notification on my phone when the water dropped to a certain level. That way I could fix the problem and get the tank filled back up. And most of the ones I looked at had a float type device, but I never really settled on one until I found a sensor that used ultrasonic waves to detect the level. I like this design best because it's super easy to install and because there's nothing actually touching whatever fluid is in your tank. And that means it can be used for any type of liquid, not just water. Also, I didn't find any reasonably priced monitors that receive reviews good enough that would make me comfortable to say, hey, yeah, that's the one. So even the ultrasonic one I did end up purchasing was gonna be a crapshoot, but I decided to try it anyway. If you find this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful, and you appreciate the information that I'm giving you, please consider hitting the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. It really does help me to help you do those things you never thought you could. Now, here are my disclaimers. Never, ever rely on technology as the sole source for critical applications. And keeping my animals and plants watered and fed is critical. I am an absolute believer in creating setups that have multiple fail-safes, meaning if one thing goes wrong, I've got something else ready to go to keep the operation going. And because of that, I love using technology, like the sensor, in order to help alert me to a problem and give me a little extra peace of mind, so if something happens, I may be notified more quickly than relying solely on going out and putting eyes on my system. But I do not become so reliant on it that I become lax in doing those physical inspections. Case in point, we just had tornadoes and severe storms roll through the area, and the power was out for an extended period of time. So, no Wi-Fi, no alerts. And if you're wondering, I am working on the power outage failsafe as we speak, but that's taking a little bit longer than I'd like. Next, I've only had this particular sensor in use for less than 2 months, so I cannot give you my opinion on how long it will last. Again, this is my trial period. I will, however, tell you why I think it gets lowish ratings on Amazon. First, a lot of people complained about it failing after the first hard rain. It is rated IP67 for waterproofing, but I can easily see how this lid and washer aren't all that great. Luckily, my tank is undercover, so I haven't had a problem. I would use this on an exposed tank, but only after adding a waterproof container around it. You can't use it on containers less than 30 centimeters in height, which is slightly less than 12 inches. And that brings me to the next issue. Its measurements are in metric only. You can't change anything to imperial. Personally, I'm completely fine with that, but you'll have to convert your measurements if you use it. And you're not on a metric system already. And finally, while getting it connected to Wi-Fi and getting the app to recognize it is pretty easy, my word, getting it set up to receive notifications took me a while to figure out, and it didn't come with those instructions. I set up notifications, set the high and low limits, and the app would register in its activity area when it was low, but it wouldn't actually send me a push notification. I kept going through the app and changing different settings, and eventually I figured it out, and I'll go over that here in a minute. As for installing it, it's really easy. It has to be mounted on the top, not on the side or at an angle, and preferably centered on the tank and not near where water is coming into the tank, like this, for example. The important part is that it must be perpendicular to the surface of whatever you're measuring. And this is because an ultrasonic sensor works by sending out a sound wave, which then hits and bounces off the surface and back up to the sensor. It uses the time between sending the signal and its return to calculate the distance. Now, I have mine not in the middle, because the diameter is kind of small, and I thought being farther away from the water coming in was more important, so I placed it slightly off center. Now, because I have water coming in continuously, the level that you'll see on the app will fluctuate because the surface of the water is constantly moving. It's not drastic, but keep that in mind when you're looking at the level numbers. The instructions recommend making a 72 millimeter hole, which is 2.835 inches. I do not have metric hole saws, so the closest I had was 3 inches. I made sure before drilling that 3 inches would not be too large of a hole, and it wasn't, so that's what I did. If you need or want a tighter seal and you have a 72 millimeter hole saw, then please use that. Now you can plug it in and then open the lid after you've downloaded the Smart Life or Tuya app, of course, and then you can sync with it. Then you can set up your high and low limits by inputting the distance between the bottom of the sensor and the bottom of the tank, and then the measurement between the bottom of the sensor and the top of where you want the liquid to come up to. Remembering that the sensor can't be in the liquid, it has to be several inches above it. This part of the instruction is actually straightforward, so I'm not going to talk about it here. But like I said earlier, setting up the notifications is not so straightforward because, well, I just assumed it would send me a notification once it hit the minimum level I entered, since it asked me to set a minimum level. But no, after you set your installation height, the sensor to fill line height, the maximum and minimum, you'll do the following. First, if you want to receive a notification if the device goes offline, like if you lose power, when you're in this screen, check or click on the pencil icon on the top right and make sure the offline notification is turned on. Then go back to the app home and click on Scene at the bottom. Click Create Scene. On the next page, click When Device Status Changes. Select the device, whatever you're calling it, mine is chicken water. Then choose Liquid Level Status and choose Low Alarm. You'll then come to the overview page, which looks like this. Confirm the if scenario is what you want. Here it says if chicken water liquid level status is low. If that's correct, then click the plus sign to the right of the Then section and choose Send Notification. Select Message Center. You could also select message notification or phone notification, but be aware those are paid services. You do not need to pay to receive a push notification from the app, only if you want an email or text message. Then click Next and save on the next screen. And that's it. They couldn't make it any easier. For real, could they not make it any easier? Or at least make that part of the instruction booklet. I'm also a total noob at using the Smart Life and Tuya apps, so it probably wouldn't have been an issue if I had already had experience with it. Anyway, even though I've only been using it for a short time, I really find it helpful in keeping my chickens watered. I've already had it alert me to leaks twice, and I'm very thankful my chicks didn't go more than maybe 20 minutes without water versus the 3 or 4 hours it may have been had I not had it. And I do plan to install one on my drinking water system for my donkeys. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you use sensors? And if so, please tell me which ones you like so that may help others decide on which is best for them. And thank you again for taking the time to watch this video and for being here with me on Tater Town. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you can see more videos that will help you do those things you never thought you could.